Hey guys, it's Taylor Starr. I'm going to do some isolation videos today. So I decided that not very many people have really been watching the shoulder hooping tutorials and stuff, and to be honest with you, I'm not as good at that as I am at isolating. So I really wanted to post some fun isolations that I think would be a lot of fun to teach you guys. I'm going to teach you, I guess, a series of them. And if you want to learn something, just let me know. I already have the isolation flick trick up there. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I didn't know what isolating was called when I first made my isolation video either. I called it idolizing. So who cares about the names? But yeah, so I'm going to do just a bunch of different isolating tricks that I do on a regular basis. So move you guys up here so you can see me. Whoa. Okay, so your basic isolation, which, as in the video that I posted, like 2 years ago now, I talk about using points of your body as ways of stopping yourself, so from your right shoulder to your waist to your other shoulder and letting it ride. Well, that's the basic fundamentals of isolating, and I mean, it's pretty much the same way. Like, using points of your body is key because it's easier to remember that way. So the first one I'm going to show you is just like isolating while spinning, which I had a really hard time getting down. It was just very awkward for me. So the way that I say to do it is you pretty much want to keep your arm in one place until you get back in front of you. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your shoulder here. If you're a beginner at isolating, this is going to hurt a lot, especially if you're using a heavy hoop, because this makes my arm tired, and I use a Poly Pro, so it's really super light. So I don't know. I recommend a lighter hoop, but most of you guys are probably not beginners. So taking your hoop, and you can have your arm extended, but I say slightly bent is probably easier. And what you're going to do is, if you spin to your left, which is how I spin, which is how I isolate, you're going to, it's basically you're going to push, just like you're isolating, but as you're isolating, you're going to bend your body, trying to keep your hoop as flat as possible. So it's just like isolating here, but you're going to be upside down at one point. So you're really not going to bring the hoop down in front of you again until you're done doing your spins. So that's going to be where you do that, where you bring your hoop back down in front of you. Some other isolating tricks, I mean, they're pretty basic and they're really fun. I love isolating. It's definitely my favorite. I mean, you can just add a little pop to it. It's really helpful. And this is one that I really like to do. Basically, it's ghosting. I don't know if you guys know about ghosting, but if you don't, it's so much fun. All you do is whatever hand you are more dominant with, the one you isolate with most. Everyone has one. Mine is my right hand. My right hand is my go-to. So you're going to basically take your left hand and you're going to fake it and you're going to ghost around your hoop. So this hand, this is basically what you're doing, is isolating on the outside and bringing your hands together so it looks like you're ghosting, or so it looks like it's an illusion. So then what you can do is you can push your hoop from down to up. And basically what I'm doing there is I'm just doing this with my right hand. I'm just moving the hoop. So I'm actually not really isolating, because if I was isolating it would be in one place. My hoop would stay in the same place. So I'm just moving my hand. I'm moving it with the hoop. So hoop is up, hoop is down, hoop is up, hoop is down. And same thing for pushing it to like the right hand or your left hand corner, right hand corner, whatever. You can push up and then push it down behind you and push up and push down and up. And then once you get here, you can pop it this way and bring it here. And then, you know, kind of just mess with it. So that's a really fun one, is ghosting. And you can do ghosting in anything, you know. You can do it this way. So ghosting is a lot of fun. But pops and, you know, just adding a second element of everything, like really popping your body into it. It's like breakdancing in a sense. Just adds a little emphasis to it. You know, you can do these. Everybody knows this. It's just an illusion. I think the one that I do most when I'm isolating is I take my hand on the inside like this, and I literally just rock back and forth. But when I rock back and forth, I find points when I bring it back up. So this one I do the most, and anyone who watches my videos knows that this is essential to what I do when I move. I don't know what it is. It's a style that Brecken uses a lot, and it's a lot of people I've seen here recently are really picking up on it, and it's really popular. It's a lot of fun. It's just a different style. It's a lot of isolating and off the body work. There's a lot of less stuff off the body. But basically, if I always start like this, which is how I just showed you. I tuck my 2 fingers behind, and I really only hold on to it with these 3 fingers, my thumb, my index, and my middle. And I rest my ring finger against it, and I rock back and forth. And I go from my right side, right shoulder, to my left shoulder, and then I drop it down to my waist. And this is when I let go, and it balances on my fingers. And I pick back up with my 2 fingers again on my right shoulder. Right shoulder, left shoulder, drop. Right shoulder, left shoulder, drop. Right shoulder, left shoulder, drop. And it's basically a bouncing cat's eye. And so what I'm doing is I bring it here, like an isolation, and then I drop to my waist as if it's bouncing on the ground and bouncing back to my right. So you can also do it this way. Where bounce left, bounce right, bounce left, bounce right, bounce left, bounce right. And basically you're bringing your arm across your body, down, up, cross your body, down, up, cross your body, down, up. So, I mean, that's like a really big one, but I don't use that as much. I really do a lot of this. And then when I come here, you can drop it and let it ride on your hand. So instead of picking back up with those 2 fingers, you can catch it here. So it's starting here on your right hand, to your left, dropping it and catching it and bringing it back up. So technically it's like 4 moves, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a roll like an isolation, drop. And as you're dropping your hand, you're going to bring your hand to your right, to the outside, roll, drop, roll, drop, roll, drop, roll, drop. So as you're dropping it, your hand is going to go to the outside. So you're going to roll it like an isolation, drop your hand, bring it to the outside and grab. It's a really awkward shape, so you can't really say, you know, like a big circle like when you're isolating, so. But it looks really cool, and then you can go into flicks, and that, I guess this is another one. So after your flick isolation, you just carry your hand out to the outside. So, whew. Hopefully those are some fun isolation tricks that will help you. I'm sorry for talking so much. I feel like I blab on forever. If you want me to go in depth into one more like actual trick, I can go into depth into it if you want me to. I mean, you can just message me on here, like private message me, or you can just comment on this page if you don't know how to private message. But yeah, do it. They're awesome. Isolating, so much fun. Bye, guys.